What's up, Union Arena players? This is Kyle D, better known as Universities, and we're going to start off with a bang. Explosions is what they say. We're going to be looking at trying to build Roy Mustang's deck in none other than Full Metal Alchemist Blue. So without further ado, let's dive in the video and talk about it. First off, though, I'm super excited to be covering none other than Red Riot Games' Promise Day 5,000 case tournament. Well, 96 player cap. It is in basically Canada, guys. So if you guys are excited to be playing another huge event, Red Riot Games, fantastic company. I highly recommend them. They do really good for the tournament. They have a lot of good, information, data that you guys want to have. So, and they have great singles and singles supply. They have play mats, they have sleeves. You name it, they have some sort of benefit for everybody to enjoy. So hopefully you guys check them out at RideMyAvatar.ca for Canada. But let's get into deck building first off. So there are plenty of options to start off with, but we do have Alex Armstrong, which Armstrong, I think we're gonna go max on first. Riz Hawkeye and Kane. I don't think we're gonna do Hawkeye's build. Hughes. Rest. Once per turn, the surrogate generates one at the end of the main. Retire it. We might play Hughes, but I think we're gonna go Hawkeye. Yeah, we're gonna definitely do Hawkeye because she is important. And then we do have 0 cost Roy Mustang because we're gonna need it. My rule of thumb when deck building in this game is try as many physical triggers as we can in the first lineup. So here's our 0 cost, which is not terrible. We do have this one. Ooh, Volta Flagman. Depending on it, we might add more zeros, but let's just see where we're going here first. I think we need the Roya because I think it's got a raid and Hawkeye has a raid as well. So we might remove Armstrong in a minute, but just to get the start off point, I don't think we're playing Olivia Mira Armstrong. I don't think we're gonna be playing her. Kane Fury is a 1 cost. I don't think so. Let's see, this is the bounce. I don't like those cards, they're terrible. Whereas Hawkeye, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, place any number of cards among them at the top or bottom of your deck in any order. Yeah, we're gonna go with it. Hawkeye is pretty decent. Roy Mustang, negate impact. If you have 0 cards at hand, this character becomes a 3k, which again, very often or not, we'll probably hit those numbers. Armstrong, on play, draw a card, place a card from your hand into the outside area. So you're going to be filtering a lot with this deck as well. We're going to put him in just for now. Eldrick, maybe, depending on where we're capping. We'll go for 4 now. We got Roy Mustang, choose up to 1 character on your opponent's front line with 15,000 and gets minus 1,000 DP for the turn. Yeah, we're going to go max on the raid targets because Roy Mustang is great. If you have trait Bridges, which we're not building Bridges deck, so we might not have to worry about that. The military is crazy. Draw 2 cards, then if you have 2 cards in your hand, draw 1 more. Ooh, that might be a possibility, but probably not. Roy Mustang. We have Gene Havoc's. Play 1 blue character other than on retire. Your hand rested. Maybe. This is a possibility too, but it's non-trigger. Hughes, here's our color. There we go. This discard 1 main, discard 1 card. This character gains 1,000 DP for the turn. It's not a once per turn. This thing can get beefy. On retire, if you have 2 or less cards in hand, draw a card. Yeah, we're gonna go for playset on our boy. Wow, on retire, draw cards. Wow. On play, if there's a Roy Mustang in your area, draw a card. Maybe we'll put you on a full play set. No, we got Fort Bridges. We're not caring about Bridges. This is state. Obviously, we're gonna be playing that. So Armstrong, negate impact. No. Curtis, when this character attacks, it is not blocked. Draw a card. Possibly. We got Edward. So on play, you may add up 1 card from your life to your hand. If you do, set this character active, discard 2 once per turn. This character gains impact. Yeah, we'll go full play set for now. Raise Hawkeye on play for its raid. Choose up to 1 character on your opponent's front line with 15,000 or more, it gets minus 1,000 DP during the turn. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck. Place up to 1 card among them at the top of your deck. Put the rating at the bottom in any order. So stacking deck is going to be pretty good if you guys have a good energy fluidity of memorizing your cards. When in frontline, once per turn, choose 1 character on your opponent's frontline with 15,000 DP or more. It gets minus 1,000 DP for the turn. So being able to make things smaller, I'm backing that. Now we got Roy Mustang. If this has 2 or less cards in your hand, this character gains 1,000 DP. When attacking, if you have 0 cards, draw a card. We'll definitely be putting him at some number. So let's see. Barcarona. If there's 3 more trait barriers in your hand, reduce the AP cost of this card by 1. Once per turn, this character gains 1,000 DP and impact. At the end of your opponent's attack phase, retire this character, draw a card until the start of your next turn. I don't hate 2 action points, but I might back this up with 2 of. We'll have to see what we do with rest there. North Wall, that's the special. No, we need Flame Alchemist because that is our big special. Alex, double damage? Boys, nutty. Oh, no. Excuse me. No, we're not playing you. Screw that. No, we're playing you, Armstrong. Double damage, 2 action point. Once per turn, when this character attacks and wins a battle, draw 2 cards. Yeah, we're going to play you at 2. Because we cap out at a decent level color cap, and we can definitely fit around almost everything. Ooh, here's our big boy of the right. Roy Mustang himself. God, this is so much text. So if you have 0 cards in hand, this character gains impact, draw a card. When attacking, place any number of cards from your hand into the outside area. Choose up to 1 character on your opponent's front line with 1,000 DP or less and retire it. For each card placed into the outside area with an effect, increase the BP range of this character you can choose with 1,000 DP. This thing can do some nutty damage removal, and just when attacking, by the way. So you can downsize your hand, which triggers his impact. When this effect retires a character, you may place 1 card from your hand to the outside area. If you did, place the chosen character to the remove area instead. So yeah, this is the main bread and soul. We're not playing all Armstrong here. All traits in your areas set all. Wow, that's nutty. Bridges might actually be a crazy competitive deck if that is factually what we just saw here. So now we're at 70 cards. It means we got to trim 20 cards of fat. So let's also, what I've been thinking also real quick is Black Hatate. So look up the top 3, reveal up to 1 Reese, Hawkeye, or Karen Fury among them. Add it to your hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom deck in any order. If you added a card to your hand, place 1 card from your hand into the outside area. Let's just add this in and let's go from here. Let's knock down inconsistencies that might not help us out and add inconsistencies that might do us some good to keep in. So first off, we could keep Elric N. It's a 4 cost, which again is not a bad trade-off, right? We can kind of keep, straight up her in straight up value. I think we'll probably take out the boy here, just so that we kind of can keep our 0 cost even Armstrong out. So now this brings us down to 66 cards, which to me is pretty decent. We have 0, 1. We can probably get rid of the Elric because, again, if we're going to cap out on this 5 here, which is going to be interesting enough to get to, I think we'll be in a good spot if that comes up. So if we go by cost real quick, we have the 0 cost for Black. We have Roy Mustang, and then we have Hawkeye. So at least with Black, it'll search us a piece. We could substitute for the boy here, which is another option just for a draw. Place a card from your hand into the outside area. It is a draw trigger, so we do have add to hand, 2 get triggers, and then we have an act trigger. I mean, being able to reveal and then place the remaining cards at the bottom deck in any order. If you added a card, place 1 card from your hand into the outside area. I mean, being able to search and dig is decent enough. I can't do the dog. I'm sorry. I'm going to go do this. at least it's a 15. It's not a 5K. It's not trying to search for the Hawkeye and then whiff if we don't get if we hit, you know, everybody else. The color trigger is going to stay the same. If you have a Roy Mustang, draw a card. So at least she's going to draw us cards here. We could definitely just knock down Elric. Maybe we'll just avoid that because we have Roy Mustang and then we have Hawkeye herself, which we have plenty of targets in generalization to do. Do we want Mustang here? Probably not, which is funny enough. We need to still cut down quite a few cards just to even make reality a thing, right? So if we go off, we have 4 raid targets. We want double, so I think we just remove this. I really want to keep him at 2. I think he's kind of nutty, and just being able to draw 2 cards to kind of just fuel like Roy Mustang's skill might actually come up. So if you have 2 or less life in your hand, this character gains 1000 BP. If you have 0 cards, draw a card. So it does this, but plus this, right? We have her, so we can bring him down. And I think we need to find 2 more slots to make. We could easily remove the the Alex Armstrong, but I think Alex is going to be super strong here. And we have 44 non-triggers, so we can't risk all our non-triggers not being there, right? So what do we do here? We have plenty of Roy Mustangs. We just brought this one down. Maybe we bump that just because I want to keep 2 of it. And maybe, yeah, because we got 7, 4, 4, 12, 4, 3. Maybe bring this to 6. Well, then I'm removing triggers. Let's see. 8 non-triggers, I'm not a huge fan of. Again, she's great. Main attack, choose 1 character. So she'll always have this proc. So she'll always be minusing something on the board. 7 non-triggers is okay. Or do we go this? Put these at 3, which is a later game thing. We have a 4. He'll be always kind of just in there, right? This character gains during the turn if you have 2 or less in your hand. You know, likelihood of him, yeah, so 4, 5. Yeah, if we go 3, plop, plop. Yeah, it's not bad to have him at 2, right? I think just because he's a answer me now kind of character, he's going to suck up threats. Like removal spells, I think this is kind of cute. If you don't like this card, just bring these 2 back to full play sets and just play the deck as this. But I think this is really good. I think the draw a card, place a card in your hand to the outside area. Really solid. I mean, if this is bad in a certain matchup, you are automatically going to be tossing it for your effects anyway. So at the end of the day, I think this is where we want to kind of go with it. I think, you know, Roy Mustang at 2 is not bad. I think we're in a good spot with this list. And I think if we go for Roy Mustang, I think we're in a good spot. So we'll save the deck because I like decks like this. Let's see, take a picture of this deck so people can kind of have a good idea what they'll be looking at when building this. But I think I'm going to test out Armstrong at the 2 action point, even though I hate 2 action points, but because he's double damage, and if we can get him in the energy line and then proceed to come up the following turn when this character attacks, wins a battle, if they're blocking this thing, which 9 out of 10 times they're going to, this thing's going to draw 2 cards. If not, you're getting 2 damage in. Threat analysis says he needs a removal spell immediately to be answered with or be stunned. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Peace.